What was life like for you? Where did you grow up? Did you have any interests and hobbies as a kid?
Well, yeah, growing up, I am the son of a builder and real estate. So I grew up in the field. My dad was the regional president of MI Homes ever since '84. So yeah, so I grew up in the industry. Grew up in Dublin. Went away to school for 5 years at Cincinnati to get my finance and real estate degree, and then came back. So I'm that guy. I'm that stereotypical person who lives 3 miles away from where he grew up. But yeah, so I've bounced back and forth from Cincinnati and Columbus a few times, and then I took about a year and a half off in Chicago. But yeah, growing up, I was probably the typical suburban kid. Played golf, played tennis, played baseball, played soccer, which in Dublin I think is mandatory to play soccer for at least a little bit of time there. But yeah, so nothing too special there other than a great family. Like I said, grew up in real estate, have a brother, and have a brother that's 18 months younger than me. And we both live in Powell and grew up in Dublin. So not too far away from us.
No, I love it. I have to ask because I've had several real estate agents on here that parents were in the business or grandparents were in the business. So it's always 50-50. Like some say, oh, I was never getting into the business. And some people were like, oh, I knew I was getting into the business. Where did you fall?
I fell kind of in the middle. I always thought I'd be in the business somewhere. Never thought I'd be on the sales side as much. When I went into college, I was finance and accounting. And if you've ever taken an accounting class, you'll quickly learn that is not for me. My ADD is just off the charts, and I can't look at spreadsheets and things like that too often. So I always thought I'd be in the business. I mean, let's face it, when you look at real estate, I mean, it is your boots on the ground in a community.
Hmm.
There's nothing cooler than being able to walk around and being like, I help that family find their home. I help that family find their home, opposed to selling in a different industry where it's like, hey, those people use my product to clean their clothes. There's a
Yeah.
lot of different things. It's so you see that growing up, and every Sunday morning you're driving neighborhoods with your dad, and it's a real tough industry not to fall in love with.
Yeah. It's interesting you brought up accounting. I originally went to Ohio State for accounting, and for some reason at Ohio State, calculus was a required math field. And that's how I got started into the journey that I went down was because I failed calculus and I couldn't pass it. And I was just like, well, I'm not doing this, and switched my degree, and the rest is history and all of those things. So I'm right there with you. I was like,
I'm
why
good
do
at
I need
Excel, so I was
Yeah,
able to get a
like
finance degree.
I like numbers, but
Yeah.
I couldn't pass calculus, and I couldn't figure out why calculus was important for accounting. But that's a whole nother story. So, were you involved, as a kid growing up with kind of like walking neighborhoods, the new build construction side of
We
things?
did. Yeah, if you ever want a incentive to go to college and get a college degree, be a laborer for new construction when you're growing up. Cleaning off footers in ditches that are 3 feet wide and bracing basements. That's a big incentive to go out and further your education. So I actually worked for MI as a laborer. I want to say probably my junior and senior years in high school, and then worked in their accounting department in college for the first 2 years as well. So I had that
Awesome.
opportunity, and yeah, it's like I said, that is a very different industry than I work in now.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I need the AC, right? Like
Yeah.
my
Oh yeah.
two of my very good friends, they both work, labor jobs, outside. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do it,
Yeah.
like especially in the summertime. But
My
so
hands are
Sean,
too
you
soft.
yeah, exactly. So go through you go through high school, you then go off to Cincinnati, for college, finance degree. Um, you what was the first career choice coming out?
Coming out, so I went to Chicago, like a
Okay.
lot of people from Ohio do, mainly Cincinnati and Miami. Went to work for CDW, a tech company up in Chicago that was just entering the Fortune 500 at the time. And about 18 months into that, my dad got sick, so I moved back to Columbus. But I also realized that I'm not a huge transaction person. I'm not somebody that can do 500 to 1,000 transactions a year. I'm more of the relationship based. I'm more of the, I can't I can't sit there and make phone calls all day long and just sell, sell, sell. It's not the path I wanted to take, not what I really
Yeah.
enjoy. So I did that for a while. Great to get out of Ohio. It's the only 18 months I've been out of Ohio living for my entire life. So it was great to get out of there. But yeah, that was directly after college.